Random thoughts. In this video, I'm going to read a part of C.W. Hobley's book, Bantu Beliefs and Magic. And in this part, he mentions or brings up the issue of clan marks. And this brought me closer to the topic about the writings of the Akikuyu. Of course, the general assumption is that the Akikuyu do not have a writing skill, and not just the Kikuyu, of course, the Akamba. These are the two who are discussed in this book. But of course, that also means the Luo, the Maasai, the Kalenjin, all the people of Kenya and East Africa. So there is that, of course, general understanding that these people did not have a writing skill until the British brought it when they came to colonize the land. But there is a part in this book where he shares with us, he even shares images of the marks in the Akikuyu Republic. Each clan had its unique mark. And what I found to be even more interesting is that each individual, and mostly a man, had their own signature. And I found that to be very interesting because I've never come across a document saying that in any East Africa society, indigenous society, there was anything like somebody having their own signature. Turns out in the Kikuyu land, people, especially men, will have their own signature and they will put it somewhere. And if you knew it, you'll pass by and you'll know this is so and so signature. And the context of this information, or him providing this information, is him telling us about beehives and beekeeping in Kikuyu land and also in Kambaland. Of course, beekeeping was one of those economic activities that the people will engage in, and almost every elder or every man will have their own beehive somewhere in the bush for collecting, of course, honey. And often in the Kikuyu land, it seems like it was not easy to find a tree that you could use to create your beehive. It looks like there was some scarcity of it, and often people would move around, and if you found a tree that you thought was going to be fine for using to make a beehive, you'll mark it. You put your clan mark on it and your own signature on it, and people who come after you would know that you've booked that tree. So maybe you're giving it time to mature so that you come and cut it down and create your own beehive. Now, I'm going to read that part and also show you those marks. He says, the trees, it will appear, are earmarked by certain persons for the manufacture of beehive while still standing. Sketches of these marks are given below. At first sight, it might seem curious to put the clan mark on the beehives, but the object is to warn would-be thief that if he robs a hive, he will have to reckon with the whole of the clan to which the owner belongs. Furthermore, if a would-be thief found a hive belonging to his own clan, he will be very unlikely to rob it, as he could always obtain honey or honey beer from his blood kin. So the idea is that you would put your clan mark on this tree, and not only the tree, seems like even the beehive itself, or because you wanted to protect it so that somebody comes, they have a look at it, they know this belongs to a certain clan or an individual from a certain clan. And if I'm going to steal it, then I'm not just stealing from this individual, I'm still stealing from the entire clan, and the entire clan will come after me. They will try to find out who stole the honey or the beehive of one of their own. And so they will not steal it for that reason. On the other hand, if they come across a beehive or a tree that has been earmarked to be used for making of a beehive, and he realizes that the mark on it is the mark of someone from his clan, then what happens is that they are likely not to steal, because it's like he's stealing from himself. This is one of my blood kin, as he calls it. So why should I steal from them? And of course, in many African societies, people treated people they are related with a lot of respect, even when they were not present. They thought that that person is just me, and me, I'm that person. So I will not do anything to them that will be harmful, because that would be like harming myself. And because of that, of course, this was protected. Now, if you look at those marks, he says that there are two types of marks that someone will put on the tree. And he says that the first mark was a clan mark or clan marks, which are some signs, of course, some marks. So we might not know what they are, but seems like the people of that time would look at this mark and they will know this is a mark of this and this clan. And then there is the honors marks, which is basically a signature of their own. So they will put their clan's mark and then they will put their own marks. And he shares this. And they were not just put randomly on the tree. So these marks will be put some marks will be put on the west side of the tree and some marks will be put on the east side of the tree. And these marks were not the same. They look like they were different marks. Most likely there were more meanings that these marks carried, and these meanings could be interpreted only by those who understood what they were. So we could say this is a sign that the Agikuyu did have some form of writing, because this is actually some form of writing. It's just that maybe this was lost, and maybe there was even a more elaborate way of writing than this, but of course it was abandoned. It was abandoned. Maybe we think they never wrote, but they actually wrote, but that was abandoned. And then, of course, then the writing style of the British became more popular over time. Those are my random thoughts.